We are going to launch American astronauts on American rockets from American soil.
That's NASA Administrator Jim Bridenstine reciting his favorite meme. Since the space shuttle stopped flying in 2011, NASA has bought seats on Russian Soyuz rockets for the trip to the International Space Station. In 2014, NASA awarded contracts to SpaceX and Boeing to fly astronauts to the ISS under the Commercial Crew Program. But unlike previous NASA contracts, the spacecrafts are owned by the contractors, and NASA is just buying round-trip tickets for the astronauts. Boeing made a test flight of its uncrewed Starliner spacecraft back in December, but it wasn't entirely successful, so they'll try again later this year. And that brings us to SpaceX's Crew Dragon. It sits ready to go at Pad 39A at Kennedy Space Center. On launch day, the two NASA astronauts, Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley, will arrive at the pad riding in Tesla Model X sports cars. Both are experienced astronauts, each having taken 3 trips to space. Hurley was the pilot on the final Space Shuttle mission back in 2011. They'll walk across the bridge to the Crew Dragon, perched atop the Falcon 9 rocket. The Crew Dragon is the first 2-person orbital spacecraft launched from the U.S. since 1982. Lifting off from Pad 39A atop a specially instrumented Falcon 9 rocket, Crew Dragon will accelerate its 2 passengers to about 17,000 miles per hour and put it on an intercept course with the International Space Station. About 2.5 minutes after liftoff, the Falcon 9's first stage booster will separate from the upper stage and begin preparations for a landing back on Earth. The booster's targeted to land on the Of Course I Still Love You ship stationed off the coast of Florida. Just a few seconds after the first stage separation, the rocket's second stage will fire its engines for about 6 minutes. Crew Dragon will separate from the rocket's second stage, and at this point, Crew Dragon will be on its own in space for the first time. A day after the launch, the Crew Dragon will dock with the ISS. Although officially this is SpaceX's final test flight of the Crew Dragon, NASA has extended the mission to maintain an American presence on the space station. So Hurley and Behnken will remain on board the ISS for 2 to 3 months, where they will perform duties and conduct experiments. They'll also play a game of Capture the Flag. It seems the last Space Shuttle crew left an American flag on the space station that had also flown on the first Space Shuttle. A sticker on the flag says, "Only to be removed by crew launching from KSC." So before boarding the Crew Dragon for the trip back to Earth, Hurley and Behnken will capture the flag and take it with them. As it gets closer to Earth, the Crew Dragon spacecraft will jettison its service module, known as its trunk, before conducting a deorbit burn that will send it plummeting into Earth's atmosphere. The Crew Dragon capsule will descend under parachutes and then splash down in the Atlantic Ocean. The last time an American spacecraft with astronauts aboard splashed down to the ocean was the Apollo program. I'm Rick Lasby for WFIT, Public Broadcasting for the Space Coast.